I'm very worried about the impact of Brexit on workers' rights. In the NUT, we've used EU employment law in all sorts of ways, right from some years ago using equal pay law to really transform equal pay provisions and the rights to an equal pension for women. We had quite a lot of women. We took a case with some other trade unions where we won equal pay and equal pension rights for part-time women teachers, which actually ended up in a change of the law and really transformed the landscape. And NUT members and other teachers rely on rights that have come from EU provisions almost every day of their working life. There are rights for part-time teachers, for teachers on fixed-term contracts, for teachers when they move from a community school to an academy. Their employment is protected by provisions that come from EU law, so we use them all the time. The danger, of course, with Brexit is that those rights will be under threat. They don't have to be under threat, but the likelihood is that the government will say that they're not, that they want to be more business friendly and they want to repeal all those rights. So really we're going to need to do something really strong and have really a good, strong campaign in order to try and just retain what we currently have because of EU law. We'll be fighting for things because they'll be removed by the government, we expect. We'll be fighting for things that we already have. So it's either going to mean a government that's really committed to protecting and extending workers' and employees' rights, or it means that we're going to be fighting and struggle just to retain what we already have. My concern is that that's going to put us back by 20 or 30 years, and we'll be working on things, instead of developing and progressing new strategies, we'll be really just fighting to retain what we already have. And the Trade Union Act, yes, well that obviously is really an ideological attack on trade unions, and in particular on public sector trade unions. I think if you look at speeches that have been made about why the Trade Union Act was brought in, they even speak about the NUT and the impact of our action and what that's had on the education service. So the benefit that we've gained in being able to really campaign and take industrial action for teachers, and of teachers trying for themselves to protect their own rights, has really meant that the government has responded with their provisions. We believe that those provisions are unlawful in international law. We'll be fighting to say that, but of course it won't stop us taking action where all our members actually believe in the provision, in the dispute and what they want to fight for. We'll still be able to meet those thresholds and we'll still be able to take action. But the fact that the government wants to try and take those rights away from us and from teachers and from other public sector workers in some ways just shows how well we've done in trying to campaign against the impact of their cuts and the problems that are facing education at the moment. Lots of organisations, lots of human rights organisations have spoken out against the Trade Union Act, as well as the devolved administrations, as we're hearing. Neither Scotland nor Wales wanted the Trade Union Act, and we've heard today that even employers didn't want it. It's an ideological attack, and it's good that it's seen for what that is. We've had a fantastic meeting today. We've had 3 excellent speakers, really giving us an insight into what's facing us, what's facing public sector workers, what's facing teachers as well in particular. I think everybody will go away from this meeting taking those ideas back to discuss in their associations and divisions, so a fantastic meeting.